Good evening. It's 6 o'clock, and we'd like to call the regular Schertz City Council meeting for May 23rd, 2023 to order at this time. First item on the agenda is opening prayer. Councilman Scagliola, please rise.
Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing on those who gather in your name. Now, according to the book of Matthew, during the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus offered many blessings. Of relevance this month, Jesus offered his blessing on the makers and the maintainers of peace because they put his preaching into practice. And for that, they will be called the children of God. Last week we honored those who made the ultimate sacrifice by going off duty or off watch. They paid the ultimate price to maintain the peace in our communities and our nation. In addition, the occasion provided the opportunity to reflect and demonstrate our appreciation for those who continue to protect and serve. Lord, as we conduct the business of the city, grant us the resolve and conviction needed to build a stronger community and a brighter future in recognition and gratitude to our fallen heroes and for those who continue the challenge. Heroes who have and those who will faithfully serve to protect our rights, freedoms, and safety. Inspired by your holy word, may God continue to bless the blue. Amen.
We have a scout here for merit badge, and I'd like to bring him up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening with Scout Mateo. Please join Councilman Scagliola.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. Okay, tonight we have some proclamations. We want to start with the Search and Rescue Week, May 21st through 26th, and Council Member Watson will read that. Representatives for Search and Rescue Week, please join her at the podium.
Search and Rescue Week, May 21st through 27th, 2023. Whereas in 2022, there were 47,670 missing persons reported in Texas, with 12,842 of them being adult and 34,828 of those children. And whereas the communities across Guadalupe County and the state of Texas are impacted by missing persons, loved ones, and the deceased family members due to criminal activity, mental health problems, medical issues, and natural causes. And whereas search and rescue resources bring closure and to aid in the reunification of families, and whereas search and rescue professionals perform flood and swiftwater rescues and evacuations, technical rescues, local missing children and endangered adults, and other meet the community's emergent needs. And now, therefore, it is resolved that Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of City of Schertz, proclaims the week of May 21st through 27, 2023 as Search and Rescue Week, and offers its thanks to all the first responders, agencies, and Schertz and rescue agencies that support and work tirelessly to find those who are lost and bring closure to the families of the missing.
So I'm gonna try not to take too long on this. I'm Detective Lafitte with the City of Schertz. I was introduced to Texar during an investigation that I worked that took a lot of physical and emotional toll on a lot of people, and during the course of that investigation, I was introduced to Texar, and what they do is amazing. I cannot sing their praises enough. The resources that they provide, not knowing who they're looking for, not knowing that person's background. Their motto is Texans helping Texans, and I don't think they could have a better motto. It's amazing what they do, knowing that they're all volunteers. This is the president of Texar, Justin McInnes. I'm going to let him get up here begrudgingly to say a few words.
First and foremost, thank you to the city. So search and rescue is a team effort. It's the paid, fire, EMS, it's law enforcement, it's military, it's Coast Guard, it's citizens, it's everybody coming together in a joint effort to find the missing. That is the job of search and rescue. And this proclamation for Search and Rescue Week is to help educate the community and the public as a whole that, all the team effort that goes into finding the missing, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's a mental health patient going off into the woods, whether it's an autistic child who has run away. It is a team effort for all of us to come together and support finding the missing. We appreciate the support of this and the support of our paid as well in the team effort to find those. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, ladies. Next is EMS Appreciation Week, May 21 through 27, 2023. Councilmember Whitaker, present this proclamation and representatives up here.
Get the big crowd. Yeah, fill in. Am I scary? Somebody has to stand next to me. Thank you. All right.
City of Schertz Proclamation, National EMS Week, May 21st through the 27th, 2023, where emergency care begins. Whereas the 2023 EMS Week theme, Where Emergency Care Begins, and whereas this theme is particularly meaningful now to remind people that every day we are faced with so many new challenges in our lives, and yet we still rise above them all and continue to respond, support, and care for the needs of our communities. Whereas emergency medical services are a vital public service, and the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of emergency physicians, emergency nurses, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, firefighters, first responders, educators, administrators, and others. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical service providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of City of Schertz, hereby commends and congratulates Schertz Emergency Medical Services for their valuable contribution, outstanding dedication, and pre-hospital medical care to the City of Schertz and surrounding communities in the area. Hereby join the United States of America and the state of Texas, designating May 21st through the 27th, 2023 as Emergency Medical Services Week with the theme, Where Emergency Care Begins.
I just want to thank you. I'm Jason Mabbitt. I'm the chief of the EMS department, and I want to thank council for their support for this last year. We couldn't have done it without them. I also want to say it's just a pleasure to work alongside the entire EMS department. I couldn't do it without them. They work so hard. So thank you. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Thank you.
And not only is the city of Schertz very proud to have this EMS, but all the other communities that you serve in the region. Our Schertz EMS can be seen all throughout Guadalupe County and all the way from Bear County up. So it's good to see you guys out there and good to see the recognition. Thank you. And we have one more proclamation for National Public Works Week, May 21 through 27, 2023, and Councilmember Dolly. Get representatives from our Public Works.
All right, good evening, everybody. National Public Works Week's proclamation, connecting the world through public works. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Schertz, Texas. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for citizens, civic leaders, and children in Schertz, Texas, to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2023 marks the 63rd annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association and the Canadian Public Works Association, who have chosen as the theme this year, Connecting the World Through Public Works. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Michael Dollar, on behalf of Tim Brown, Mayor Pro Tem of Schertz, do hereby designate the week of May 21st through the 27th, 2023, as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and the Canadian Public Works Association, as well as government agencies and activities, events and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions that they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life.
Thank you, Councilman, the council and management. We appreciate the support. Again, this Public Works Department. We would be remiss if we didn't mention, as mentioned in the proclamation, there's some other departments, internal services, fleet and facilities, parks, grounds maintenance. Those are all recognized in Public Works, and so all part of this. So we appreciate the support. And
And again, if you know that you can count on a nasty, cold, rainy night, a water line break, and these guys are out there keeping us going. So thank you all very much for all you do. And next on the agenda is a presentation of the Kick Cancer Pep Rally 5K Run donation to Mays Cancer Center at UT Health San Antonio. Ms. Gonzalez, Ms. Schramm. Oh, good evening.
Which button is it? Aha. Good evening, Council and Mayor Pro Tem. I am so pleased to present the check to the UT Health San Antonio MD Anderson Cancer Center, and would love for Mayor Pro Tem Brown to join me in the check presentation. We have Kelly King here tonight and Ms. Valerie Willencheck as well, and if y'all could join me up here. On March 4th, the 14th annual Kick Cancer Pep Rally and 5K Run, formerly the Willencheck Walk for Life, was held in honor of Tony Willencheck, a former councilman at the city. Tony was a patient of the Cancer Therapy and Research Center, and in his name, more than $203,000 has been raised for cancer research. This year, we had a huge turnout with 634 runners, almost tripling the number of runners we had in 2022. The community support was evident in the number of runners we had, along with the pep rally involvement of the Steel Drumline, Clemens Cheer Team, Chrissy Ray's Dance Academy, Orange Theory Fitness, and our 11 t-shirt sponsors. We had $5,000 in sponsorships from HEB, GVEC, Remax Corridor, Schertz Bank and Trust, Schertz Cibolo Emergency Clinic, State Farm, Samco Capital, QC Kinetics, Kitty Academy, iCode, and Floor Coverings International, many of which ran in the race and set up booths at the event. Tonight, we are able to donate $10,878.34 to the UT Health San Antonio MD Anderson Cancer Center. So thank you to the community for supporting this run. Thank you to council, and thank you to Ms. Willencheck, and thank you MD Anderson Cancer Center.
Tony, I just wanted to thank the City of Schertz. Your donation means a lot and impacts lots of cancer patients so they can get the care and stay here in San Antonio at a NCI designated cancer center, one of the only ones in South Texas. So thank you, and thank you for this partnership.
I did that right.
All right, next, city events and announcements. Mr. James. Huh. I'm getting all the names wrong tonight.
Yes, good evening. First up, on Monday, May 29th is Memorial Day, so city offices will be closed. But in the morning, we're going to be having the Memorial Day ceremony at the Veterans Memorial Plaza, and that's at 512 Schertz Parkway, and that will begin at 9 o'clock in the morning. Friday and Saturday, June 2nd and June 3rd, will be the Read Before Bookstore that is going to be at the Schertz Public Library, and it will be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. And then finally, with the adoption of the recent resolution, the next June council meeting dates will be the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of the month, so that'll be June 6th and June 20th here at 6 p.m. in the council chambers. Thank you.
Announcements and recognitions by the city manager in tonight. Okay, and from the mayor, he is not in tonight either. So we're going to go to hearing of residents. This time is set aside for any person who wishes to address the city council. Each person should fill out the speaker's register prior to the meeting. Presentation should be limited to no more than 3 minutes. All remarks should be addressed to the council as a body and not to any individual member thereof. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks while addressing the council may be requested to leave the meeting. Discussion by the council of any item not on the agenda shall be limited to statements of specific factual information given in response to any inquiry or recitation of existing policy in response to an inquiry and or proposal to place the item on a future agenda. Presiding officer, during the hearing of residents portion of the agenda, call on those persons who have signed up to speak in the order that they have registered. And Councilmember Dolly, would you call them up?
All right, first person signed up tonight is Daniel Jameson.
Good evening, council and staff. My name is Daniel Jameson, 1048 Richmond Drive, Schertz, longtime resident. And what I want to speak about is this Saturday is a car show at the VFW here on 78. And anybody who wants to attend, please come. Bring an appetite, bring your wallet, because there will be food available to purchase. Lots of beautiful cars. Some of them are even older than I am. And maybe Dr. Scoliola. So please come out. And just to kind of back up what Sarah said about the memorial, if it's raining, it'll be across the street in the Knights of Columbus, but that time will be determined at 6 o'clock Monday morning. If it's inclement, raining related weather. Any questions? Feel free to ask Maggie or myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Stephen Stark.
Good evening, City Council. I'm Stephen Stark, 3900 Arroyo Seco, Schertz, Texas. I'm one of the vice presidents for the Arroyo Verde HOA. I'm here to discuss the proposed 24-inch water transmission main. The HOA became aware the city had chosen that route in January of 2023 when we received a public utility and trail easement agreement from Seven Arrows. Prior to January 2023, there was not any indication a decision was made on the proposed route. We were also told we would have a chance to comment. This has not been the case since the city has proceeded to an almost final design phase. On May 17th, 2023, our HOA met with the city engineer and the lead design firm, and I want to thank you for allowing them to attend our meeting. They heard several comments from most of the residents, and we hope we make the necessary changes for this project to proceed. They also heard many comments concerning past city projects, which I will not repeat here due to the time constraints. Suffice it to say, the city has a very poor track record with our HOA, and we will not allow that to continue with this project. We are a small HOA with only one amenity that we have, and that is our green belt. It is a sound barrier and a visual barrier from the noise on Highway 3009 and the commercial businesses. It's not just our green belt. The property abutting the green belt will have diminished value if this water line is installed in the current location. Now that comment came from a real estate agent talking to a homeowner concerning the sale of his property. And it will impact all of the houses in the HOA. Your proposed location is next to our backyard fence line and will degrade the overall appearance of our green belt by removing all the trees within a 40-foot corridor running from the complete distance of our green belt, from Green Valley Road to Circle Oak Drive. After much discussions, the location of the water transmission main was voted on, and it was unanimously voted to reject the proposal. Not one homeowner supported the current location. We believe there are alternatives to the current location, one that will not require HOA land, and one that does not require removal of any trees. We have tentatively scheduled our annual HOA meeting for 6 or 13 September, so I hope we have something from the city prior to that meeting. If necessary, we can all call a special meeting earlier than September to review any new proposals the city may have. We look forward to reviewing a different plan, one that meets your requirements and one that meets the HOA. Thank you for your time.
Okay, next up, Nicole Perez.
Good evening, Council. My name is Nicole Perez. I'm with the City of Cibolo, and with me is
Natalia Brookins with the Chamber, and we're here on behalf of the Chamber's Leadership Corps class of 23. We'll be graduating this July, and we are just here tonight to observe Council. So thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, and finally we have Maggie Titterington.
I'm so proud of them. Maggie Titterington, 1730 Schertz Parkway. Just a few reminders that we have our two last major events for the Chamber. On August 18th is our Caterpillar Chamber Bowl, and this is the event that we help raise funds for the DECA organizations at both Clemens and Steele High Schools. To date, since we have started this fundraiser for DECA and being a partner to them, we've raised and given out almost $120,000 in scholarships. So we are really looking forward to this. It is open to anyone to come play on a team or as an individual. So if you need more information, just go to our chamber website, thechamber.info. Also, our second is our two-day event, which is our RE/MAX Skylight Balloon Festival. We're very excited. We did change the month. We are now September 29th and 30th instead of the end of October. We're hoping the wind gods will be kind to us and that the weather will be cooperative. But we have musical acts, live concerts, food truck alley. We are seeking vendors to be a part of it. Right now, we're about 30% full. People jumped on board. Last year, we had over 22,000 people show up. So that is a great target audience. If you are a vendor, crafter, please give us a call. Also, the Chamber Toastmasters has found a new home, and they are currently meeting at the Selma Stage Stop offices. That's at 9374 Valhalla Drive, and they meet every Monday from 6 to 7. Nope, that is the thing, sorry. 7 to 8 p.m. is their normal meetings, but they're having an open house June 5th and June 26th. You can pick one or the other from 6 to 7. They'll have some light beverages, refreshments, and if you don't know what Toastmasters is, basically it teaches you how to speak in public, and they help you learn leadership skills. It's great, very minimal fee to do this. So again, if you're interested, please contact the Chamber. And last but not least, we are closed also on Memorial Day, and there is no coffee at the Chamber this month due to the Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, consent agenda items. Consent agenda is considered self-explanatory and will be enacted by the council with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless they are removed from the consent agenda item upon request of the mayor or a council member. I will read those. Item number 1, minutes. Consideration and/or action regarding the approval of the regular meeting minutes of May 9th, 2023. Item 2, Resolution 23R44, resolution by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, authorizing the city manager to enter into a developer reimbursement agreement, Schertz 1518 Limited, for the relocation of utilities, specifically water and sewer mains along FM 1518 in preparation for the FM 1518 project. Item 3, Resolution 23R43, a resolution by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, authorizing the city manager to enter into a standard utility agreement with the state of Texas for the relocation of utilities, specifically a sewer main along FM 1518 in preparation for the FM 1518 project. Item 4, Resolution 23R46, resolution by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, supporting the Great Springs Project's application to the Texas Department of Transportation's 2023 Transportation Alternatives Set Aside Call for Projects. Item 5, Ordinance 23S10, consideration and/or action on a request to rezone approximately 1 acre of land, single-family residential district R1 to neighborhood services district NS, located approximately 600 feet south of the intersection of FM 3009 Live Oak Road, also known as Guadalupe County Property Identification Number 67544, City of Schertz, Guadalupe County, Texas. And item number 6, Resolution 23R45, resolution by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, authorizing the city manager to enter into advanced funding agreements with the state of Texas for the relocation of utilities, specifically water and sewer mains along FM 1518, as part of the joint bid with TxDOT in preparation for the FM 1518 project. Council, should any of these items be pulled for discussion? We have a motion?
So moved.
Second. We have a second. Please record your votes. We have 5 yeas, no nays, motion passed. City Secretary, would you please record the vote? Okay, well. Technically challenged here. Thank you. All right. Discussion action items. Item number 7, Resolution 23R42, presentation and consideration and/or action approving a resolution of the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, approving the 2023 recipients of the Hal Baldwin Scholarship. She is.
Thank you. So good evening, Council. Very excited to be here tonight for this item. Hard to believe another year has gone by for this. So before we get started in bringing the students up here and acknowledging them, the Hal Baldwin Scholarship Committee met last week and approved to award 3 scholarships for a total amount of $8,500. And so with that, I recommend Council approve Resolution 23R42.
Council, any discussion?
Yeah, I've been honored to be a member of the scholarship committee, and do we actually have the recipients with us today? Are we actually going to recognize their achievements?
Yes, sir. Once council approves the resolution, we will move on to that portion.
Well, without hesitation, I make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Scagliola, second by Councilman Watson. And Callie, your vote.
You know I'm going to vote aye.
Okay. Unanimous counts. 6 yeas, no nays. Motion passes.
Great. Thank you
It's all
very much.
yours.
Okay, so if I can have those members of the Hal Baldwin Scholarship Committee come down with me, please, and come up from the audience as well. And so we will first start, like I mentioned, the committee awarded 3 recipients. And so I'd like to first bring up our 3rd place recipient, Mr. Evan McWhort. Oh, everyone's already up here. Perfect. Okay. All right, so Evan's right here. A little bit about Evan. Evan is a senior at Samuel Clemens High School and will be attending Iowa State University in the fall. He plans to study meteorology and upon graduation to commission as an Air Force officer. He wants to serve in that position to assist with air traffic safety and to further protect America's air power to keep our skies safe. Evan states that the meaning of public service to him is when a person or group acts to provide benefits to as many members of a community as it can. So with that, Evan, here you go. Congratulations. And Evan is our $1,000 recipient. You want to take a picture?
All right. Come on over here, Miss
Would she have to go change film?
Welcome.
All right, so now for our 2nd place recipient for $2,500, Ms. Camry Clinch. Camry is a senior at Samuel Clemens High School. Maggie? Oh, okay, all right, go Buffs, there we go. And will be attending Texas A&M University, whoop, anybody? In the fall. She plans to study political science with the ultimate goal of receiving her law degree and becoming the first lawyer in her family. Camry states that the meaning of public service to her is the selfless action taken for the benefit of the community that encourages others to do the same. Congratulations, Camry.
There you go. Get him between us. There you go. There you go. Congratulations, my dear. You're so welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and finally, our first place recipient of $5,000, Mr. Corey Hunter. Corey Hunter is a senior at Steele High School and will be attending Northeast Lakeview College in the fall. He plans to study education with the goal of receiving his teacher's certification and becoming an elementary or high school teacher. Corey states that the meaning of public service to him is hardworking Americans using their God-given strength and might to assist, honor, and innovate our country. Congratulations, Corey.
Put you in the middle here. One of you is. One of the best definitions I think I've heard. Definition for her books. So it's just fantastic. They did a great job. Yes.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you again. Congratulations again to all the winners. Great competition out there. And thank you to the Baldwin family for continuing to support the city and this great foundation.
Very well. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. All right, item number 8 on the agenda, Resolution 23R41. Consideration and/or action approving a resolution by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, authorizing the city manager to execute necessary documents to acquire the property located at 11776 Lower Seguin Road for an amount not to exceed $160,000. Who is running this one? No way. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I don't have much of a presentation, but in case you want a presentation, I can give a short presentation.
Any questions? Council? Get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion from Councilman Davis, second from Councilman Valley. Please record your vote. Again, we have 6 yeas, no nays. Motion passes. Thank you. Oh, publish the vote, I'm sorry. Board. I did. There it is. Getting better. All right, we have a workshop on the agenda tonight, quarterly report on the Schertz Area Senior Center operations.
Good evening, Council. Microphones work now. This is great. My first time being back in here. I'm Lauren Schrum, Director of Parks and Recreation, and I'm here tonight to update you on our Senior Center operations. We had talked last in January about some of the operations and some issues we're having there, and I wanted to touch base with you on what we've been doing there in the last couple of months. So the initiatives that came out of that last meeting, some feedback from Council really was to work on consolidating our policy and procedures manual there at the center. We had various procedures for different functions of the operation. However, they weren't all consolidated into one manual. So we worked on that. You also decided to appoint a council liaison to that board. So we have Councilmember Watson joining us for our meetings there. You asked us to really work on defining our roles between the Senior Center Advisory Board, city staff, and the YMCA staff. And then you asked us to complete a member survey to get some feedback from the members, and we did that. And we'll share those results with you tonight. So like I talked about, we did do the consolidated manual. We adopted a template from ACOG as their best practices. They recommended we utilize one of theirs that they've got from another center. The Y staff worked to reintroduce the code of conduct that was existing at the center, reviewed it with everybody again, and started a process of having everybody go through and sign the code of conduct starting now. And those are now all on file with all the members. The Y staff also created a written warning document to be able to utilize in the issue that we have any of these member conflicts and how to resolve them. So they have now standardized documentation to provide those warnings. The board worked to revise their bylaws. They decided to eliminate the volunteer coordinator position from a board position and just assign that task to YMCA staff. So YMCA staff is now coordinating all volunteers. They made a few other tweaks to the language to define the roles a little bit better. And then there was unanimous vote of approval from the advisory board on those new bylaws. And then the council member liaison, like I talked about, Ms. Watson's been joining us at our meetings. So we've talked a lot about responsibilities with Y staff and city staff and the board over the last 3 months. Again, to reiterate, the YMCA's operations day to day, they are our partner in nutrition compliance. They have to collect those day-to-day forms that we need. They provide janitorial services, light maintenance, they hire personnel, and then they do the member engagement, the day-to-day, engaging members and resolving conflicts and programming and all those things. The City of Schertz's role in this facility is we provide a membership software to the Y to utilize. We retain all the membership fees from the center. We also provide nutrition compliance. We report back to ACOG all of the data they need to provide us federal funding for that lunch program. And then we pay the utilities, we do the landscaping, we do the building maintenance there at the center, and then we provide the contract oversight of the facility. And then the Senior Center Advisory Board their role is to provide input for the operations of the center, recommend programs and policies. And when we talk about policies, we talk about day-to-day policies like how are we gonna check in people for lunch and how are they gonna get from the front desk to the line at the lunch counter? You know, we're talking about very low-level policies, and recommend programs like we wanna bring back the Valentine's dance, or we wanna do a night bingo, or we wanna take a trip here or there. So those are the kind of roles that the advisory board has. So the survey we did, the city administered it, we used SurveyMonkey. We had 6 questions, various types, a matrix, some scales, and one open-ended. We did do it online, but we were there in person at the center and gave out paper forms for those who weren't comfortable doing it online, and then we entered the data. We were there for 2 weeks, April 17th through the 28th. Park staff was on site Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 every day to assist with the survey, make the announcement at lunch, tell people that it was open, and encourage them to submit. Had a response rate of 238. It's a pretty good response rate. It's about 31% of our total membership at the center, which is 772. However, we don't see those people there every day. A lot of people come for 1 or 2 classes a month and then they don't stay. It's about 84% of the active membership. That's an estimate, obviously, but we know we have about 283, 300 that are there consistently 5 days a week. And we know that because of the check-ins that they do and they're eating lunch and things like that. So it's a pretty good response rate on the survey. So the first question we asked, here are these statements. You know, the senior center staff is knowledgeable and helpful, volunteers are knowledgeable and helpful, feel welcome at the senior center, I have met or made friends through the center. All those are strongly agree or agree, they're in the green. We get down to member complaints and our conflicts are resolved in a satisfactory manner by center staff. That's where we see a little bit, see a lot of the black, which is don't know or not applicable. You know, they didn't have any interactions or have any information on that. We do see a little bit more in the orange, which is the strongly disagree on how some of the member complaints were resolved. But still, quite a few strongly agreed that we were doing an okay job there, the staff was. And then senior center facilities are clean and well kept. Again, largely positive there with the green. A little bit bigger chunk in the orange. There's some people who feel really strongly about, you know, cleanliness, and I think you see that in the survey. That did come up quite a bit. So the Y staff is addressing that by trying to up the frequency of their cleanings. How would you rate group exercise classes? We thought this would be positive, and it is. 109 people strongly agreed, or rated a 10, excuse me, that the group exercise classes are a good thing. How would you rate the program activities? Those are the card games, the dances, the bingo, the lectures, nutrition programs. 89 folks gave it a 10, 41 gave it a 9. So again, positive. How would you rate the free lunch program? We presented this to the seniors earlier, and I joked with them that I thought they were going to throw me under the bus on this one, but they didn't. They said that it was actually pretty good, that the meals are okay. You know, that's always the thing we get, comment cards, you know, I want more cake. We try, but we can't. It's not nutritionally balanced. How likely are you to refer the Schertz Area Senior Center to friends and family? Again, a lot of people are rating us really high and would refer us to friends and family. And then the open-ended questions, we went through and kind of grouped them and tagged them on categories. Again, I mentioned the cleanliness, that came up. Y staff is working to address that. The lunch program, you know, kind of the taste, like I said, more salt, that's a common comment I get. Staff, both positive and negative comments there. And those open-ended responses are in your packet. You've got the whole survey results there. Programs, quite a few mentioned adding additional programs. Like I said, bringing back dances and things that we were doing pre-COVID. A lot of that was there in those program questions. And then operations, this is mentioning comments about, you know, the exercise classes being full and how do we manage those? Do we start a reservation system or things like that? Because right now it's first come, first serve, and we're starting to feel the crunch there. And then positives, we just wanted to point out that there was quite a few positive open-ended responses mentioning, you know, staff members by name doing a great job, or certain aerobics instructors they really love, things like that. And then I just wanted to leave you with an update that we also discussed with the seniors. One thing we're working on is the garden project, and this is an example of the things that we use the advisory board for to provide input, and they vote on the funds that they had raised over the years. They have about $20,000 that they've raised, and they're gonna put that into this garden expansion project. They've got an existing pergola out there, but we're gonna add the raised garden beds, some benches, and a memorial tree wall where they're gonna honor past members who contributed a lot of time to the center. And so they voted on the memorial tree wall design that they wanted, and we're working through on that project. So that is my update, and I will answer any comments or questions.
Councilman Scagliolo.
Yeah, I mentioned before that probably one of the worst things the city council could do is get involved in personnel, procedural, or contractual requirements and responsibilities. So thank you so very much for you keeping your finger on the pulse of this issue. You know, getting 238 responses on a survey, that's actually quite impressive. That's a good percentage of the total. And looking at the results, you know, they generally look very positive. Mm-hmm. So something is going on and moving in the right direction. Room for improvement, hey, you know, there's always room for improvement, but it seems to me as though the city, it's doing what was really necessary to keep the ball moving forward. Mm-hmm. And I feel a whole lot more comfortable now after this, what we've seen tonight, than I was feeling beginning of the year. And I don't know who to give the credit to, but hey, you're standing right there, so thank you.
Anybody else? Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
We have some information available in the city council packets. Without discussion, quarterly financial reports are available. Requests and announcements. Requests by the mayor and council members for updates or information from the staff. Anybody? Good. All right. Fun. All right, request by the mayor, council members that items or presentations be placed on a future city council agenda.
Yes, Mayor, I do, okay, I don't know if we need an agenda item on this. However, I was concerned about the issue up at Arroyo Verde. And unfortunately, we don't have any staff here to really address this issue. What I'd like is information from the staff on how they intend to address the issue, or if necessary, to put it down as a workshop item for us to review. I don't know what the best way to manage that would be.
What's that? Okay, thank you. Right. Announcements by the mayor and city council, city and community events. Start with Councilman Davis.
Yes, sir. I attended the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board last night.
I attended a couple of Police Week ceremonies, one in Washington, and then our neighboring city down the road, Live Oak City. That was all for this.
You? Councilman Whitaker.
Nothing this week.
Nothing.
I think last week was pretty busy. We had the chamber luncheon and the police memorial. I attended both of those. That's all I have, sir.
And I attended the police memorial as well, another wonderful ceremony. Having said that, we will be adjourned at 6:53.